I'm really interested how it's going to go this time around, what with having a set of levels that is off the beaten path a little bit more relative to how the first one was almost entirely any percent.
Yeah. The first one was, I believe, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5B, and then 1B and 2B, right?
Yeah,
And now we have, like, the opposite of that, basically.
not the complete opposite,
Yeah.
because we could be going entirely B sides, but and like throw in something wild like 3A full clear. But yeah, it's
All right.
still a pretty significant jump.
Good morning, everybody, by the way. Welcome to Celeste Time Trials Volume 2, which is also the... We can pretend this is the anniversary here. The anniversary definitely wasn't 3 days ago, and we're definitely not streaming on the weekend, so more people can watch. It's today, right?
It's been moved to today, yes,
Yes.
permanently
Yeah.
from here on in the future.
Yeah.
New anniversary of Celeste.
Yeah. The anniversary just dropped. Anyway, we will be having a bunch of players trying to run the levels that you can see on your screen right now as fast as they can to get the fastest sum by the end of 2 hours. Jax, do you know how many players we have this time around?
We have 39 players.
That's a lot of people. Wow.
And we are starting right now.
Yo, okay. We're gonna count down for the timer.
I just counted down the players
Okay,
in
we're
their
going.
time submissions channel.
We're gaming. Okay. So
So-
we'll have 4 people on the screen at a time, and you'll see 4 people at a time playing live. Like all of these, all of this gameplay is happening right now as we are speaking.
I see Isaac has a message about 4B on his screen.
Yeah.
So if it's not clear, the format of this event is that players have 2 hours to get the fastest time in a level set that they can. So this time we're playing a couple of short full clears in 1AFC and 2AFC, some underplayed A sides like 5A and 8A, and then 4B, 2C, and 7C. A little bit of everything in this one. So hopefully we get a pretty diverse set of times on the spreadsheet at the high level, and hopefully everyone playing has fun.
Very much so, and we see already 3 of our players are hopping right into 1AFC. Meanwhile, Isaac is going to 7C. What are your thoughts on 7C first? I think I'd like 7C first from Isaac. 7C can take, a very long time if it goes wrong. Especially if you have to, no reset and you die in the last room, 5 times. You don't want that to happen. You're getting out of the way first.
Seems smart to me.
Yep.
I wonder when we'll see him enter 4B. Isaac already with a pretty solid 7C time.
Yep.
He must enter 4B eventually if he wants to actually qualify to be on the leaderboard.
Well, he can just not qualify.
That's true if he so desires, but I don't think we're going to see that happening. I don't think measures will be that extreme.
As our 1FC players are saving and quitting on the heart. If you don't know, saving and quitting on heart animations, you can basically get rid of the heart text faster in IGT. So it saves quite a bit of time, actually. You'll see basically all of our players do that. And yeah, when you're out of the level, the level timer pauses, which is why it saves significant time. Right, Isaac going directly into QC. Just getting all the C sides out of the way.
Oh, Teal dropping a berry down at the bottom of crossing there.
Ooh, that's a pretty fast backup, though.
Yeah, you can kind of jump right back in the room, but losing a berry at all, that's an immediate huge chunk of time loss on this run that's probably going to make it not his eventual PB. So
Yeah,
it looks like Ed is on a pretty
start.
solid pace actually right now.
Ooh.
We see a sub 2 chasm entry here.
I'm pausing.
Yeah, looking pretty good so far there, for sure.
Eb has been
was on like a
practicing
217
real
or so.
hard. Eb hasn't had much experience in many of the levels that are in this this set, I guess. But they have been going really hard and I believe they have the fastest, combined ILPBs. That's the 3rd fastest combined ILPBs right now, I believe.
People's IL sums have definitely dropped a very impressive amount over the course of this.
Yep. We also see Gooms is about to finish his no reset of 1AFC. Also looking to be on pretty decent pace. I'm sure he will probably look to improve this, but as a no reset, this is a solid time.
And we see Ebb dying with a berry, which means he has to restart.
If you don't know, if you're holding a berry and you die, you lose that berry, which normally doesn't matter, but if you're playing for a full clear IL, you have to get all the berries, so that's an instant reset.
Yeah,
That's
sometimes
really
you can go back
unfortunate.
for him, but that one he was unable to go back for, so losing a few minutes of real time here, but he will be able to just play this level again and get a new first time.
As Isaac is now in 4B. This is a decent 4B pace. Any like low 50s entering this long auto score room is decent. It's quite good. Going for
As a
this
representative
honor
of the
jump,
4B
wow.
fan club,
Yep.
I'm excited for all 4B gaming, regardless of their opinions on the level. Ooh, that was a pretty sick strat in the last room of stepping stones there. I actually haven't seen
Yeah,
that one yet.
for being a self-proclaimed 4B hater, Isaac is going for some pretty nutty stuff in this chapter.
Isaac, of course, the winner of CTT Volume 1, has a title to defend here. We'll see if he can do that in these unfamiliar levels.
We'll see if we have the first ever two-time winner.
The first ever. Wow, imagine that.
Wow. Making history, possibly. Who knows?
For
I feel like the 4B hate could work very much against him if he wants to actually manage a full and competitive set of times. But who knows? Maybe he'll
He
pull out a
is
really good time.
entering the last
that much
checkpoint
effort.
on mid-low 4x base, though.
We gathered some information on players' PBs for commentators, and just so that the chat is aware, we have 6 players with a level sum under 18 minutes. So looks like we've got Vapo with 1753, Brodo with 1733, Gooms with 1731, largely carried by his 313-8A, which is obscene. Then Ebb with a 1719, Isaac with a 1717, and my king, TO98, with a 1714. So those are sort of the people with the fastest level sums here, but I think these levels are probably difficult enough that we will see quite a bit of shakeup on the leaderboard.
It seems like for our top players in this player set, the sub 18 is going to be pretty much the gold standard for the time sum. As Isaac finishes 4B, I can't really read that. What's that say? Chat 253? Okay. That's a pretty good 4B, honestly. Especially for no reset.
It's good enough that he might not come back there for a very long time.
Yeah.
Who knows what his priorities are going to be here.
Meanwhile, we'll see Marlon, Tio, and Gooms playing out 2 AFC. Meanwhile, Ev is unfortunately still on 1 AFC. That berry death was really unfortunate, but good to see him pick it right back up, going right back into another attempt. You'll have to see it, honestly.
One thing to mention about 2A Folklore is that the start checkpoint is actually very, very difficult. Getting the heart quickly can be challenging, and then also there's a fast cycle for the cassette that is pretty tight. You only have about 2 or 3 frames of leniency on that one. So getting out of start on good pace can be pretty difficult.
Yeah, it just throws a lot of pretty difficult strats at you, but I dare say the rest of it is pretty chill, honestly.
Yeah, intervention berries are all pretty quick and not too far out of the way.
His UIW cycle is definitely one of the most notable parts that's going to be coming out of start checkpoint there, because as you said, only a few frames of leniency, but for 3 full seconds of time save, that is a pretty huge chunk to get right at the beginning.
It is so worth it for some of our players. We will definitely be seeing a lot of the UIW cycle. As we see Isaac jumping right into core after 4B, it seems like a lot of our players are taking the more conventional route of just do the levels in order. Meanwhile, Isaac is doing a bit more strategy to get the harder levels, I guess, for him out of the way first. levels he's maybe less familiar with.
Meanwhile, we see Ebb and Chasm again, hopefully collecting this berry this time. Yep, there we go.
There we go.
And Tio in Awake, as well as Gooms.
How many Tasks Awake do you think we'll see in this?
Well, considering that it's full clear and that you're going to be going for the final berry at the very end in Awake, I think it's much less likely we're going to be seeing many attempts because you can't even get as much time save out of it this time around. I still think it's going to come down to the point where we'll have a few players going for it, though, at the very least. Probably just
at least
a couple.
Tio is going to do it. Honestly. Maybe even Ebb and Isaac. We'll see.
Well, Isaac was pretty much against Tessaway for the longest time, from what I could see, and only really relented to do it in the first CTT after having gotten to a point where it was almost impossible to get time save anywhere else. So I would be surprised if Isaac ends up going for that into a full clear, but it's possible.
And we see Tio going right into 2C, being done with those pesky full clear chapters.
Tio playing for minimizing.
5A.
I do enjoy Tio minimizing his RTA menuing. You love to see it from a very high-skilled bingo player.
That's nutty, honestly. I mean,
RTA time save is good time save in CTT. Oh no, and the death right at the end of 2C there.
That's
really
unfortunate.
Well, I mean, I think there were some, like a death here or there in the earlier rooms as well.
But Isaac finishing up his AA on a fairly decent run, 3-3x. I would so take that.
Definitely some solid times coming in here.
Yeah.
One thing to mention about
One
thing to mention about Volume 2 here is that these levels are going to be a lot harder for players to get super clean runs in all of them. And so I would expect to, although who knows, Isaac might be proving me wrong here, but I would hope that players need more of the 2-hour window to get optimized times. Because the intent of a format like this is to make you budget your available time to get as much IL time save as you can.
Ooh, can we focus on Tio for a bit here? We're going to be seeing the Tio 4B come into play.
Another member of the 4B fan club.
You would really love to see it. There we go. Unfortunately, we didn't see a Room 2. Room 2 is another one of those really hard, but loads of time save strats. Except it's a lot harder than a lot of the other ones, honestly. I'm not sure if we'll actually see it.
I did speak with Tio a couple days ago regarding this volume of CTT, and there is potential for some Room 2 attempts later on in the event.
If you didn't know, in the second room of this chapter, there is a ridiculously difficult cycle skip that saves 3 whole seconds, but it is so hard. I think at best, when I was going for a 4B record, I was like 50% on it. At best. See that double Tio on the stream? Honestly, the more Tio, the merrier. We can shine some light on some of our other players.
Let's see here.
Ooh, we see Ad in 2C, while Clearwood is doing his 2AFC. Vertil's actually finishing up with his 4B, actually.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, the classic heart room moment. Oh, it is so hard to get a clean heart room. It just requires so many things to go right, and any small mess up can lead to just a huge time loss. It's one of the more brutal rooms in the game, really. Finishing up a low... Actually, it's a high 3-1x 4B. I'm not sure if Verto's too happy about that, but he'll go back to improve that.
You know, we
Add
got
and Clearwood are a
and
couple
Rusty.
of the newer Celeste speedrunners in this format today. Good to see them here on the big screen. Uh-oh,
Oh,
dying with Barry's
Clearwood.
here.
Oh, not the. That's a classic, really. I've seen that in so many bingo matches. And
Actually,
finishing
the
up
berry was right over
2C.
there.
And
Just a
catch a
room
2C
back.
time. 31. That's a pretty good 2C, honestly.
Yeah, definitely good for a start.
Yeah. The C-sides are not really the chapters you would want to play more in later runs because they're really short that you're really only like grinding them for just a second or two of time save when you could just save a lot more time in the longer chapters. Suspecting we won't see that many C-sides later on, but I could be wrong. I could be very wrong.
At the end of the format, it may be the only time save that some players have enough time to go for. But yeah, we'll see.
That could be.
Comment
There's
just
a
barely.
small chance of that. Just because of the fact that C-sides are short enough that you can reset them pretty heavily, trying to get some IL-only strats working, like Room 2 demo and 7C, saving a couple seconds there would be something that some people might come back for.
Yeah.
Or coin skip in 2C as well, because, you know, only about a 20 to 25 second level.
Time skip
definitely
isn't
an
even
option.
that big of a time save. It's like 1 second, really. It's less than you would think it is. For just how flashy it looks, really.
I'm pretty sure you can still get up to like a second and a half out of it, but that's with really optimal execution, especially on the actual coin skipping part at the end.
Yeah.
The comment is not going for that this time through, which I think makes sense.
Definitely, I would say you don't want to do that in your Nord set. You
Yeah,
just
and
wanna
low
get a little
25.
over the- Yeah, and 25 is a very good 2C time.
I'm excited to see what Vertil can do in this 5A here.
Oh, Clearwood with the nice saving the whole movement flubs at the end of the last intervention room. I mean, last chase room. It can go very wrong there, so being able to save that is very nice. See, Ad continuing on with her 4B. Opting to take maybe some safer strats, which for a level like 4B is quite smart, really.
What I don't think we've mentioned quite yet that I'm also pretty excited about regarding this event is how we have a lot of players from the sort of older portion of Celeste speedrunning history coming back around to join us for this one.
Yeah.
Like Oddbod, for example, and Quan. Haven't played actively in some time, but they've gotten back around and gotten some practice in on the levels here to join for CTT at the anniversary. So excited to see some faces returning.
Really cool, really.
Get to see Tim on screen right now playing 5A. Looks like he has left 5A and 8A until the end here. I'm sure levels that he was annoyed at me for adding, so leaving them till
Tim
last, I guess.
Tim is probably more familiar with 5A than a lot of players in this group, simply because he was playing any percent when 5A wasn't any percent.
I'm sure it's been a bit for him though, and also he is now a keyboard gamer instead of on controller.
Really?
Which he played for a few years. Yes. You might not be able to tell, but yeah, he's been playing keyboard for a while now.
I did not expect this.
Keyboard squad rolling up. I think controller issues became to be too much of an issue for him, which is the same reason I had initially when I chose to switch, but I did it in a much shorter time frame.
The Clearwood entering 2C here. Gonna get a time in these shorter levels.
It's really interesting having these like very different level lengths here. In the first CTT, except for like 3A, all the levels were pretty much the same length. So we'll see a lot more interesting stuff going on between the player decisions here.
Yeah, true. Most levels in Volume 1 were like 1.5 minutes to 2.5 at high level.
Birdo on a pretty solid pace in rescue here. I think this
Ooh.
is somewhere in the range of a 401x to maybe even 40x if I missed the exact time of entering here. Decent start. I wonder what the lowest times we're going to be seeing in 5A will be around here, because it's
I think
one
we're
of
going
those
to be
levels that's
seeing.
really tough to get fully optimized.
I think for our top runners, we're going to be seeing quite a few sub 4s.
I sure hope we get some sub 5s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would be very sad if there were not sub 5s in this.
Yeah.
At least a couple, you know.
And speaking of sub 5, Birdo going into the eyeball room very much on 401x base and manages to finish it up. The eyeball room is one of the more chokeable rooms in the game. You can just lose so much time there very easily.
412 is a great start there.
Absolutely.
Tim also plowing through search here. Looking to get into rescue, probably out of like a 30x time.
He did say he would still be relying on pretty heavily 2018, 2019 rescue strats, so it won't be as optimized of a checkpoint, but I'm wondering how much his familiarity with rescue has come along on keyboard. Because having keyboard from controller with like a new grab button and all that kind of makes a big difference in how comfortable you can be with playing sections like Theo.
But Tim showing that the rust isn't really getting to him at all, entering rescue on 41x base.
And looking solid so far for sure.
With Verto playing 7C here and going for some pause buffer strats, it's I think a good time to mention that the second room of 7C is an interesting room in this format. There's a lot of time save potential there. There's an unpaused 1-frame demo dash that saves like 2.5 seconds, but pausing it can get you some of that time save. And of course, if you just choose to go around, you'll be leaving the room, more like 18 seconds. So that is something we may see players start to go for unpaused as the session progresses.
That was a scary ending of the room from Tim there. Thankfully, making it past that. But yeah, pause buffering is something that we didn't really see in CT1 either, except for, I guess, bump drop. But we'll see some more significant divergence in whether you choose to pause buffer some certain stuff or not. I know I labbed out pause buffering the last room of 4B, but I doubt anyone will do that. It's just a me thing.
I mean, it's possible. There are some people who have gone out of their way looking for more pause buffering strats than others. But I'm not sure we have anybody who's too much of a pause buffering enjoyer in this particular event.
As Verto finishing... yeah, his 7C. Tim clearing 5A with a 451. Not quite time he was looking for maybe, but a very good pace into rescue. He will definitely be able to replicate that later on. As we are crossing the first 20 minutes of their time, we'll see a lot of runners maybe being over halfway done with their chapters, some maybe even finishing their chapters now. Is there anyone that's done yet?
I don't believe so, but
Vapo is one level away.
Yeah.
Can we see some Vapo on the screen?
We got a few people who are 1 level away, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we see Strawberry in 8A. We're nearing the end of it, honestly, in the last checkpoint. And Quan is in 7C, as Under Tempo is going for B. Under Tempo is definitely more familiar with this level, being a 90% runner and enjoyer.
Ooh, Isaac going for this buffered up demo wall bounce, not hitting on the first try, but getting it second try.
Thankfully, there was no berry on him when he missed that, or that would have been tragic.
That might be something he risks later on after the initial playthroughs here.
As Strawberry reaching the horizontal section of 8A. And Detroit finishing up 5A very shortly, heading into the very last room. Lots of chapter finishes going on here.
Oh, okay, hitting the switch just in time there.
Very clean coin skip.
It was unfortunately a second attempt for under tempo going for a coin skip there, and Isaac as well unfortunately lost the berry on the cliff at the very left side, so that was another slight issue going into this 1A full clear. So almost certainly he's going to want to be coming back for this later. Yeah, Isaac just recently getting the 1A full clear world record at a 2:49. So a time that's looking to be just about, what is this, a 3:10 to 3:12 is probably not going to be something to be so happy about.
Oh, maybe.
Plenty of room for improvement.
Yeah, you're right, I guess.
We believe this will be our first total time to come in here from Isaac.
Nope. Vapo sniping Isaac by just a couple seconds. Truly the best Celeste runner to have ever touched a controller. Now we see 2 completions. Isaac with an immediate sub 19, while Vapo has a very low 19.
Very nice first runs from these players.
I'm thinking that Isaac 45 2C is a little bit unfortunate and probably a quick spot to revisit. I'm wondering what levels would be prioritized.
Will not be surprised if he is already in 2C as we speak.
Theo with a high 19 sum of best here. Looks like he'll be looking to get that down in the full clear levels. He seems to have struggled a bit on the first passes there. And then, of course, Tio also with a very, very strong 4B. That is one of his stronger ILs in this format. I'm excited to see what he can do there later in the session.
Yeah. There is possibility of going low as 2-3x and 4B. I know that Tio would be very happy with that.
Absolutely.
Under tempo and Detroit Yeet both finishing up some C-sides here.
And we get Tio's first sum coming in at 1946.
Oh no, Strawberry's still struggling with this cassette room. This is a tricky one.
Yeah, probably the hardest cassette room in the game. Honestly.
Yeah, this is one that I definitely leave when I die in, because I don't have a good death cycle strat.
I think everybody leaves when they die there, because, God, we do not want to lab out a death cycle for every possible combination of, like, cassette room timing.
Yeah, I don't think you really could even. You'd have to be able to read what's going on exactly. Or maybe just time your start for a certain spot on the cycle. And at that point, you could be subjecting yourself to what might just be net time loss over re-entering and taking something you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
There we go, getting to the end with 2 dashes. He's out.
Yeah. Keeping your dashes at the end there is such a flex. Very cool.
Got a lot of core gameplay on screen right now.
Yep. You really love to see it. As a core enjoyer myself, I love to see it. Core is definitely one of the more... Core A is definitely one of the more underrated chapters in this game, I feel.
People will often play it just for ARB or 100%.
Or pure ending, even.
True, yeah. We've got some more full times coming in. We see Gooms with a mid-19.
And Quan is about to finish his 8A, which is his last chapter.
Oh, yeah?
Comet also finishing up with a low 20. I'm not sure if he's too happy about it before a preliminary time. It's quite good.
It's worth noting that our 2 players, Comet and Marlin, are some of the fastest any percent times from our 40 players here today, but are running about a minute behind some of the other top players in their level sums. So I'm interested to see what they can put up today.
On with a clean cassette room. You'd love to see it. Should be looking to finish up his last chapter. As we are nearing the 30-minute mark. It's a quarter of our time.
Being an ARB enjoyer.
Oh, clean heart room. Really love to see it.
Watching out the 2x there.
That's quite a good core A time. Really.
I think Quan will want to go for a little bit more, perhaps later.
Yeah, I think I
Just-
definitely agree with that.
Having the ARB experience is a huge step forward in actually being used to playing 8A and getting some
Right, yeah. he
more
does play
successful
ARB.
times there.
Yeah, you're right.
Shoutouts to all the ARB gamers.
Yeah,
Excited for summer.
definitely.
Under tempo having to go back for this berry. This is a real tricky one to get this way. We'll see if they can do this. Oh, almost.
Ooh. You could always go to the left side and then do the normal strat, but if you're a gamer, like on the tempo, you can just do what they did right there.
I
We
think
see
part of that
Quan,
comes from
first level
playing
that-
very simpler. Yeah.
First level Quan chooses to go back into here is 4B. Gonna get a better time here.
I think it's going to be a very common first level to go back for.
Yeah, it looks like Quan's first time here was a 419, so definitely probably looking to improve that.
As Detroit E is also looking to get a full time on the wards. Oh no, that's unfortunate. Taking the cassette room safely is very much worth it in a format like this. Ooh, we see some
So-
new runners. We have Average Imposter with a face cam, showing that you
Love
can
to see it.
have a little bit of creative liberty in customizing your overlay for this format. As Cookie's finishing up his last chapter, they're also getting a full time. See a whole lot of full sums coming in right about now.
Quan with a K is actually a player that I'm very interested to see perform in this event.
Yeah, we do have both Quantifique and Quantifique.
Yeah.
Yeah, Quan has been improving super fast. He has huge times in basically every category, really.
Yeah, and he's got a sub 19 level sum here, so I'm definitely excited to see what he can put up today.
Yep.
And Cookie with a full set of levels now. Alrighty.
Oh, just on the verge of sub 20, looking to finish that up in 1AFC.
Nice. This is
heading
the
off for a
point in
quick
the event.
restroom break. Good luck, commentators.
Okay.
This is
Yeah.
the point in the event, of course, where things start to get a little bit more divergent as players can start to reset in levels to get the optimized times they're looking for.
A lot more decision making around this time.
And we see Cookie head right back into 2C, looking to cut down a 47-second time here.
Yeah.
Definitely makes
Should
sense
be-
to me.
Should be fairly quick time save for them.
Ooh, going for coin skip too.
Ooh. I want to see this. You can use a pixel light up for the coin skip, as Cookie's showcasing right here.
Yeah,
Very nice.
cutting 20 seconds immediately off their time.
That's awesome. Really, just an instant time save. The stocks are at an all-time high.
Salt with this backtrack from the left side crossing berry, looking very practiced. It's not
Yeah.
something that you normally see in ARB, just because it's faster to return to map. But some very nice movement there from him.
Salt is a bigger gamer. He can route
Definitely.
on the fly very well. I am not surprised to see that sort of decision making from him. See, Average Imposter going into 7C.
I didn't catch what Quan improved, but it looks like he has clutched out the sub 20 by, a few frames.
A couple frames.
just a few.
Not even close, really. Yeah. We'll see a lot of our runners going for the elusive sub 20, the arbitrary minute barrier. And very clean 7C finish.
One thing I'm excited to see is if Tio gets time to grind 4B. I suspect we may see some Room 2 resets.
I think we will. I think as soon as Tio gets a time that he is happy with, he will just go straight into 4B grind monkey mode.
We'll see if we see that maybe in an hour or so here.
I'm excited, really.
Meanwhile, Salt on a pretty good 1AFC pace here, it looks like.
We're having some requests from chat to look at Sterealis' stream.
Perhaps we can get a focus. Worth noting, some players like Average Imposter here had not played much of these levels a lot. He was sending me times late last night of some early practice. So just looking to maybe play the format as a way to try out new levels and see what you can do in a couple hours. I think that's a cool way to approach it.
Yeah. Just having some fun with these levels. Really love to see it. Ooh.
Got a Spiralis 4B focus.
Sterealis cam. I don't think I've ever seen Sterealis play B-sides before. This should be exciting.
It's been a while since I have. Spiralis was back in ye old Division 2 bingo tournament. Presumably played some B-sides back then.
Probably
been...
the most practiced C-side player in this full player roster, though.
Definitely.
I wouldn't be surprised if he is already done with 2C and 7C having times he's happy with. Actually, I want to look at Isaac's times real quick. I mean, Spirialis' times. Oh, never mind. I stand corrected. He hasn't played those levels yet.
Leaving him till last.
Yeah. Saving the best for last, really.
Truly. At the top of the board, we can see we've got 5 players under 20 minutes already.
Yep.
Looks like the 4 who got it initially, and then Quan.
Yeah.
With a
We
K.
also have Solid and Comment with a 2007, both of them. Definitely looking to improve that to a sub 20 very shortly.
Ooh, Cookie almost running out of stamina there on that auto-scaler block, but just barely makes it up.
Yeah.
That one can get you.
One option to take the last turn before be safe. I very much respect it. Closing out a 3-0x. Very solid time. Which should improve his sum quite a bit. We'll wait for the time to update.
It looks like it would be a 18-second improvement there.
Ooh,
I'm
that's
not mistaken.
huge. Welcome back,
Solid
Rob.
jump. Thank you. Hello.
Oh no, we see Average Imposter trying to do a bunny hop there to save a couple frames, instead jumping into the lava.
Yeah, that's a classic for core.
Yeah, you gotta be solid on those.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah,
fellas,
Spirity did
I'm-
point out something interesting in chat. Fel will be playing Grabless for the duration of this CTT.
Oh my goodness.
Oh god.
Notable Grabless
Which is
enjoyer.
this is interesting because I believe Grabless 4B is not possible. We'll see how that works.
Maybe one grab, then perhaps. or many are needed in 4B at the very least. I don't know how many you need. Probably more than
Grabless
that.
8A is not easy.
Well, I'm sure there will be some hefty pause buffering to make it a little bit more convenient.
And Fel also is quite familiar with Grabless 8A, being the Grabless R world record holder.
Here we go. We get to see some
There
Grabless
we-
8A action.
Oh, that's
I'm
flashy.
excited.
Very
Making
clean.
it look so easy. Those one tile neutral like spike, like going over the one tile spikes with a neutral, is so difficult.
Got some new runners on the left as well. You see April, Meridon, and Relp.
So with the pseudo grab, are you able to get any sort of boost off of the conveyors?
No, you're not able to activate them at all.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
Relp?
it's worth noting that the grabless variant lets you corner boost out of dashes and grab out of like red bubbles and stuff like that. But generally, a lot of stuff really isn't interactable.
April is another one of those maybe older gen players that have come back to participate in the CTT. You're able to see it. Fury, Alice, and Ralph are synced in 4B. Oh my god, I cursed it.
Meridon getting paused demo dash there. And then their stream freezing.
Okay, but now April and Fury, Alice are synced. And that's all that matters. Fell going for the lava wall bounce. Is this required?
I believe it's required, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we are truly being treated right now with some content.
Right. Relp is another interesting player because she has proven to be quite proficient in this format and finishing up with a top 10 time in the first CTT, I believe.
Yeah.
By being quite a bit behind some of our top players in her ILSM. For it to be a very
Currently holding
strong
11th
player.
place.
Looks to be getting a free OX here, hopefully in the heart room.
Clean save.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god!
No. Okay. Gotten it real
There it
close
is.
there.
That's 3OX. No tomfoolery there.
Spiral's going for a pixel lineup here in the coin skip room. It's a race with April.
Taking the coin skip slow on April's side, but finishing it, being passed into the next room.
Oh my goodness, you need to conserve this dash for grabless? Oh, I remember this room not being fun. I had to do this in Longo once. Grabless Heart of the Mountain. It was something.
Something in Bingo? Even in Longo? I would not imagine that. I thought like the super hard grabless stuff wasn't in any Bingo gen.
Oh wow, yeah, this does not look like a fun room.
Yeah, this is
what
the hardest room in the
Carlos
chapter,
reported
if I remember
here.
correctly.
Wow.
You got this corner kick at the start, which isn't too bad, but then saving your dash, jumping over the little spinner, is not a very comfortable thing to do while sliding around on the ice.
And you've also got to be careful of the sandwich lava cycles.
Ooh, we're out pause buffering the second room of 7C, taking quite a few pauses, but still probably breaking even. At least.
Oh! Freedom!
Freedom.
Excellent work, Phil.
Carried on also pause buffering, but getting, I believe, at one pause buffer, which
Very
is
nice.
impressive. I believe Meridon is very practiced in this chapter. It's one of their strongest chapters for sure. Let me take a look real quick. Check the logs.
With Relp's 4B time a couple minutes ago, by the way, she has moved into the top 10. We also see 2 Quans in the top 10.
Honestly, a win.
Incredible.
The more Quan, the merrier.
And there has been a change in lead at the top, as we can see. Tio with an 1821, Isaac 1822, Vapo 1825.
Yeah, the
Oh,
top
wow.
3
Keep an
are
eye out.
4 seconds apart. This is very interesting.
Shoutouts to
Meanwhile-
Tia squeezing out that 0.6 second lead.
Yep. Spiral's about to finish up 4B here. Heart room permitting. Oh my, okay.
Meridon
Taking a
right
look
back in 7C.
At the leaderboard here, seems Tia's greatest advantage at the moment is having a 326 8-8 completion, which is
Yep.
best of the event by quite a bit at the moment.
Tio, former 8A world record holder, I believe.
We see Fel finishing up his grabless tour. Getting a level sum here. Meanwhile, Spiral is back in home turf in the Seasides. The longtime All Seasides world record holder, I believe.
Oh, still the Aussie size world record
Still?
holder. still, it has not been beaten.
There you go.
It's the longest
One of the
standing world
longest-
record in the game.
Is it the longest man game record now?
I would be surprised if it's not the longest.
An excellent time. It's not easy to beat, that's for sure. Yeah, 429.501 set in August of 2020.
What patch is that?
1.3.1.2.
Okay.
It's
Very
not old enough to
impressive.
be 1.2.6. See Meridon finishing
Meridon
out.
finishing up at 32-20%. Very nice.
No, shut up.
Thank you, Talia.
Right. Now heading into 8A, Meridon heading into 1AFC. April is continuing on her 2AFC run, but she's looking about halfway through. Spirialis is in 7 seed. The Spirialis 7 seed is gonna be interesting. I'm not sure what to expect. I think we might see a pauseless Room 2 demo.
Arias has spent.
It's a one frame. It's not that bad.
Time.
It's just a one frame.
No, it's the every time one frame.
Yeah.
Is this an upgrade now for this?
I believe it is. It's like a setup. Yeah, I called it.
I'm not familiar with that one. I wonder what
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
dry.
I'm telling you guys, it's not that bad. Oh, come on.
Oh my god.
And mind you, it's only a one frame if you get the crash set up on the spring beforehand. So,
Quite
These
easy to get
baby
zero frame.
Celeste runners can't even do one frame inputs.
believe in the me that believes in Spirialis. See April about to finish up 2A full clear here. Moving into a wake shortly. Maradon already with a pretty solid level sum here, sub 22.
Ooh.
Only about 5 more players left to finish their level sum off.
I would like to point out that Comment has gotten his sub 20, meanwhile Salt is currently at a 20.00.9.
Oh no. He'll get it, I believe.
I so believe in Salt.
I have faith.
Right, we'll
At the
see
top
how
of the board,
last
you may have
one
noticed.
finish
At the
it
top
up.
of the board, you may have noticed Isaac with an 1805. That came from a 354 5A.
The first sub 4 in this competition so far, I believe.
Yeah, seems to be so.
I'm definitely hoping to see some high-level 5A gameplay later. What is
There
this
is-
dash pattern from Spirialis?
Average. Alright, April finishing up her 2AFC. Relp is on pretty decent pace on this 8A, honestly. I'm not sure what the space is. I'll be more in the know once she reaches the horizontal section. Oh, unfortunate death. Unable to do this fast cycle and still take this cozy death cycle instead. We're going for the very flashy dash save strat in this room. To be both
Ooh.
dashes all the way up until the end. Honestly, easier than it looks, but it's so cool.
This 2AFC from April, by the way, is almost a 30-second improvement.
Oh, W.
You see Maradon on a pretty nice
Oh,
1A.
restart the reset on this last vertical room death. Very unfortunate. Relp already going for a competitive core time.
Spirialis 1 frame late on that demo there. Probably got 0 framed on that attempt. Ooh, I couldn't tell if that was a frame early or a 0 frame again. Yeah, this one is a finicky beast. There we go.
And Salt has gotten his sub 20 with a 1930, a 30-second cut. I wonder what level that came from. Let me check. Oh
With
yeah,
that,
the
we have-
3004B for the win.
Let's see. That brings the top
6
9
frames
all
off
into
of-
sub 20.
Yep. Alright, what else are we looking at? Strawberry finishing up his level sum. I'm not sure if he's too happy with the 4 minutes, so he definitely will be improving that very soon. Some relatively easier time save to improve your sum.
Bell and Spirialis right next to each other on the board is very cute as two grabless enjoyers.
Only 3 seconds apart. So cute.
We're up once again in the last checkpoint of the core.
If I'm not mistaken, this is a pretty... No, okay, never mind. I didn't say anything.
You are mistaken. Tom's
Going for
curse
the-
coming in as dangerous as ever.
The fast strat for the last vertical room is so difficult. You have to get this corner jump, and then you have to align with the ice crystal cycles just such that you can jump out while getting the dash crystal, which is so much harder than it looks, really.
Part of the problem there is you can actually be too fast on the cycle, to the
Yeah.
point where you can't get that dash crystal. So there's a little bit more adjustment needed to account for that as well, and I think that may have been part of the problem Relp had on that first attempt.
Verdict is Relp is just too good for this chapter.
She was too fast.
Ooh, we see some new players. Metagloria is the name I haven't really heard of outside of the bingos. But
Classic bingo player for sure.
he's been going quite hard on this level set, having a 22 level sum. Very respectable. Owen looking to clean up his 5A, being a ARP gamer. He is quite familiar with this chapter.
Owen also has a pretty solid level sum with a sub 20 coming in last night. Excited to see what he can do today.
Yep.
And then Blue Mushroom and Tanuki Mario both being some newer Celeste runners.
Yep.
Glad to see people giving the format out a try.
I think regardless of how the event itself goes here today for most of the players, I'm just really happy seeing all of the PVs and all of the love that these more off the beaten path chapters have been getting because of CTT.
Yeah,
Really
totally.
cool seeing people running all the alternatives like the full clear levels getting some more love.
Yep.
Especially.
I think this format still has a lot of potential, and I'm hoping they will be a commonplace event in the Celeste community event rotation.
We do have some ideas for some future installments, so definitely stay tuned for that.
Yep.
I won't say anything else at this time, though.
And we are reaching our halfway mark very soon. Just 8 minutes left. We see almost all of our runners have gotten a full completion. Strawberry just shot up like 5 places after improving 70 by 3 minutes. You really love to see it. Meanwhile, who else do we have?
Oh,
April
taking a look
flushing
at
out the sub 27.
Taking a look at the level leaderboard, Tio is coming out with a 242 4B to close the gap to Isaac. 1805 to 1806.
Whoa.
Awfully close there now.
Yeah. 4B go.
Meanwhile, we get to see some Owen 5A gameplay.
Ooh.
Looking at his times here, Owen will definitely want to be going back to 1A, I imagine. That 334 is probably a little bit slower than he's expecting as an ARB gamer. And then I also understand why he is playing 5A currently, seeing the time he's got there. Some good
508.
C-sides on the board already for him, though.
That 404.8, I believe, is a PB.
Nice.
Wondering how
I
many
think-
ILPBs
I
we will
think
see
he
over the course of the
said-
event.
I think he has mentioned, I believe yesterday, that he has just beaten his 8 AFC PB with 8 clear. So
Honestly, it's harder than it sounds.
yeah,
It sounds like it should be very easy, but when rusty, 8A is a cruel chapter.
Very cruel. I can agree.
yes.
Found that on
Oh, Shadow's
playtesting.
time for an unfortunate death, but looking to finish up this 4V quite soon. In the second to last room.
You see Satellite Sam on screen for the first time here,
Ooh.
also near the end of 4B. Very nice.
Alright, hold on, I need to post this file in chat real quick. And going right back into the next attempt of 4B on that 4B grind set, truly.
Ooh, Blue Mushroom hitting that pretty challenging Hyper Bunny Hop there. Making it out of this room. Nice.
Owen is looking to PB5A, but by about 20 seconds now. Okay, there we go. Nice 20 seconds cut from his time. That should be a sub 21, I believe.
And Tanuki Mario looking for about a minute and a half of time save potential here at the very end of 8A. So this is
Oh,
another
wow.
big chunk.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
there's a
massive.
7-minute time initially, and now looking at just about a 5:20 to 5:30, somewhere in
That's
there.
huge profit.
Very nice.
Yeah, Owen with a 2056 now, right behind Quan with a Q who has a 2050 and Tempo with a 2045. What else? We see Tim looking to get a sub 20 level sum very shortly, having a 2017. And yeah, Tanuki Mario finishing up that 8A. Huge time saves. Love to see it, really.
Blue Mushroom is trucking through these Eye of the Storm rooms here. Looks like he'll be getting the coins, which is, I think, a very solid play. This coin skip is pretty tricky to learn. There's a few different setups for it, but definitely takes some work to learn that one and feel comfortable with it.
Although getting the coins is pretty based, I would say.
I have died in that exact manner. It was just, I was hoping it wouldn't happen. That is a really annoying death.
Being a little bit too greedy. Oh my god.
There we go.
Meta finishing up his 5A, by the way. I did not catch the time. Yep, all the runners are going at the same time. Pretty fun. All these streams that you see on your screen are live.
Tanuki Mario with a pretty solid 4B start into the classic Stepping Stones 1 death. Still looking to truck along in this level here. What are Meta's C-sides right now? Looks like he's got a 27 2C and a 54 7C. Ooh, going for coin skip.
Solid time. Oh wow.
27.72727.
Setup plus
Hey,
coin skip?
audience.
Let's go,
Whoa.
Meta.
That's like a 2-frame window, right? Like without the setup.
Very low 24 from Meta there. Nice.
Wow. What a gamer. What's
No
the
longer
best
see it.
2C time on here?
Looks like we got a 21.3 from Ebb as the fastest 2C. That
What a
is a
gamer.
really fast time.
Oh,
I've
speaking of
also with a
Ev,
321 on 2A full clear, which is only a couple seconds off of world record.
speaking of Eb, they have just gotten their sub 19. with a 418.5A.
Yeah, with Ebb's struggles in 1AFC at the start of the session, they were slow to finish the levels, I think.
And we see Blue Mushroom showing his journal. If you didn't know, all of our players are required to show the journal at the halfway point, which will be coming up in just a couple minutes. Just being an hour into this session. We already
Pretty good time to
see
take a break as
Tio
well,
having
get
a
some
sub
hand stretches
18,
in.
which is quite the time, really. Yeah, taking a break at this point is honestly a very good idea. When I ran in CTT1, I did the first hour straight, and then I just straight up set up for 10 minutes and then stretched my hands. I believe I got something to eat, actually. Taking a break is very useful in this format, because playing for 2 hours straight is not nice. Not very nice.
You see
Some
Blue Mushroom
games-
here in their last level to complete.
Oh.
Looking to get through 7C.
You see a coin skip from Tanuki Mario's side. What? Oh, that is an interesting setup. I haven't seen that one before.
Into the last room of 7C. Okay, okay.
No, Vapo! Oh, the death on the last dash. Screening a little too much. You really hate to see it. Speaking of the last room of 7C. Oh, I jinxed it. This is so my fault.
Was that a corner kick off of the spring block?
Yes, that definitely was right there. You didn't see that wrong. I have not seen that before. Is there just like a single pixel on the top there where you're not even touching the spring yet?
No, it's Madeline's like feet don't interact with the spring, so it's like
You got a
if
few.
if those hit the wall before her green hitbox does, then you can jump off that block, which I don't think I've ever seen before.
And we are at the 1
not
hour
too common
mark.
to jump on those springs on purpose. Some
So-
unfortunate muscle memory kicking in.
We are currently at the 1 hour mark, a little bit past it, so all of our players will be required to show their journals soon. And should we talk a bit about what we have coming right after this?
I don't think so. I guess sure,
Oh, okay.
whatever. So with the anniversary event today, we will of course have this CTT Volume 2 section, and then after that concludes, we will have a True Ending Task Showcase. You'll definitely want to stick around for that. Farewell in particular has been blown wide open lately, and I'm definitely looking forward to that.
If you do not want to see it, it will be right after this event finishes.
You say you do not want to see it?
You do not want to miss it.
Did
I actually say
Don't
that?
stick around.
I think you
This is
did.
not exciting. There
Okay.
is no major
I-
change that has just happened with pausing.
Yes.
Additionally,
It's
after
reverse
that,
psychology. Listen.
we'll have a couple more announcements at the end of that as well. So you're in for a treat today. Ooh, Isaac with a very nice forward wave dash there.
Right, we see a TO4B. I'm not
He
sure if
already
that
has
was.
a 242, mind you.
I'm
for
not sure if that
4B.
was a room 2 attempt.
I'm pretty sure it is at this point.
Oh, Isaac is
because...
fast awake?
Oh,
Ooh,
Oh
my
my god, that was
goodness.
fast.
actually going for it? Okay, I think
Wow.
that's still some chunk of time save, like at least a second there. And this looks to be a solid pace for 2A full clear as well. I'm not sure the exact
This
time.
is like a
from here.
low 2x, which is just a couple seconds off of a world record, which is incredible. 222. 322. Wow. What a time, really. I do not think Isaac will be coming back to improve this, honestly.
in the meantime, where did Tio get his 1748? Like, what happened?
That is true.
Um,
Tio did have 1754 before the 325 2A full clear, so that extra 5-ish seconds was 2A full clear. I was looking at that earlier, but at 1754, I'm not sure where that came from.
Oh, Tio is going for room 2. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Tio.
Okay.
You
I'm
love
excited.
to see it.
The 2-3x 4B attempts.
And he gets it.
All right, we've got to run.
Yes, we have a run, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody else.
10 seconds into the level, we have a run. Truly a Golden Ridge B-side moment.
No pressure. Just don't choke. Don't choke. Don't choke.
See Tim looking across the 20-minute threshold by playing 1A full clear. I think he can definitely get some time save here. I see a 3:32 on the sheet from him.
Yeah, 2 seconds is definitely a manageable.
Oh man,
And
that
a
run was straight
register.
out of 2018.
47 entering the vertical autoscore is quite the good pace, really.
Ooh, Vapo.
Worth noting that
crashing
most of our
down.
players here are playing on Vanilla Celeste, so if Tio does happen to PB this level, he would be able to submit that.
I don't think he'll PB. His 4B time is very competitive, although I could be proven wrong. I'm a
I hope you're
non-believer.
wrong, just because that would be really cool. 112 entry into the This is not Eye of the Storm. Gusty Canyon. Thank you. Memory coming in a little bit late.
Checkpoint names just don't exist. They're not real. They can't hurt you.
I swear they're real. Not
Oh
able
my
to
god,
go
that
for the
transition
hyper
happened 1 frame before he would hit the spikes. That was perfect timing.
Yeah, Tio not quite looking at a PB pace here because of not being able to go for a couple strats to save significant chunks of time a little bit earlier. But this is still, I believe, on 2-3x pace heading into Eye of the
Absolutely.
Storm here.
30. Whoa, okay. You only need a 40 last checkpoint to get a 3x, which is very manageable, even with that little flip there. Oh, no! Oh, okay.
Immediate reset.
Here we go.
Back to the lab again. Uh-oh.
Oh no! Oh my god! If he got it twice in a row there, I would have been so. I would have been so done.
Alrighty, meanwhile, we see Ab looking to cut down his 3:11 1A full clear time.
There it is.
Definitely can push lower into the 18 minutes with an improvement here.
Yeah, we have not seen too much of the super high level 1A full clear gaming come through quite yet. Only with a few people coming in at sub 3 times, with Vapo with a 259, Birdo also with a 259. And that, yeah, those are our only sub 3 or 1A full clears at the moment.
Wow.
So that seems like the place that some players will probably be looking next.
Well,
I would
despite
think.
both Tio and Isaac having 3-0.
3 flat is still solid.
Yes.
But I'm thinking that might be one of the places that's more worth it to go for next, especially Isaac, because I'm pretty sure Isaac will not want to be coming back to 4B soon if he can avoid it.
What makes you think that?
I mean, I just have a feeling, you know. It's something just kind of speaks to me about Isaac as a player. 4B might not be his preferred or strong suit.
He may have to. If he gets a good 8A time and 1A time, that might be all he has left. Looking at the other times he's posted already. We'll see.
Eo forcing the ultimatum on him potentially. Play 4B or lose.
We know some of world records for this set of levels. That is not something I pulled together before the event, actually. But I'm sure somebody in chat could go whip that up quick.
Probably 16. At least.
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all.
But the sum of records isn't very achievable in this format. So you only have 2 hours for all these levels. I think even if you had like 2 hours just for one level, most people wouldn't be able to get it's like close to their world record in like 4B, I think, at least.
Yeah, it's worth noting that the fastest player sum of PBs that we have is Tio with a 17:14. He's currently about 35 seconds off of that. And of course, Tio does not hold all 7 world records, believe it or not.
Wait, really?
Eo isn't the CTT Volume 2 world record holder.
Vapo with a 3:27 2A full clear. Oh my goodness, that is a really solid time.
Flames. Being very close to that elusive sub 18.
I am very impressed by Vapo's performance so far today.
Yep. Yeah,
Vapo really
Vapo's
showing up.
MTPO's IL sum before this, like just PB sum is 1753, so he might just be able to straight up beat that.
We'll see. It looks like he may need to run back to 5A, 8A, and 4B for some time save. I'm not sure what his chapter PBs are there.
Isaac, I believe, is on a very solid 8A pace at the moment.
Yeah, it's looking quite clean.
How much time save does he have here in the first place? 336 is what his PB is on the boards. This could be a pretty solid chunk if the horizontal
Oh, wow,
section
yeah.
goes well here.
Oh wow, this is 1x pace. I'm pausing.
It's an excellent run from Isaac, for sure.
Oh no, you gotta get that switch, Isaac.
I'm dying with a berry in the heart room. Did he notice?
No. He might just be finishing it out.
Can you even go back for that?
Maybe, actually.
Alright, well, refs, keep an eye if he tries to submit this. Alrighty, some new players here.
Isaac going into the second to last room of the chapter.
It's worth noting, by the way, Squeal is already ahead of his submitted IL sum, so something happened there. I don't know what.
Pause.
Some PBs
Wait,
for
no.
Squeal.
Sorry,
Oh.
he's 5 seconds behind. I read that wrong.
Ah, okay.
But that's
Very close,
still
though.
pretty darn close.
Yeah, something in there is
Wait.
probably an IL PB.
Not quite a 31x, but should be a mid 32x. If this ultra. Yep.
Very
That
nice from
is a
Isaac.
real PV. I think.
4B hater speedruns 8A.
And I think that's gonna close the gap a lot, but have Isaac barely behind Tio at the moment.
Oh my
My
god,
mental math is not
0.6
good.
ahead of Tio.
Oh, by point
Some
six.
fierce competition. Alright, and I'm gonna correct myself, that is not a real PV, but it is only about 4 to 5 seconds off. Alright, Ral looks like Z is less than a second behind that sub 21 level sum, looking to finish that up in Core A. Meanwhile, Dragonite is playing out 5A, and Hidden Ninja is in 8A. Yeah, and I believe all of our players have gotten a level sum now, which is very cool.
I have a bit of a problem with Hidden Ninja, unfortunately, having what seems to be a chat overlay covering part of the timer.
Oh, that's unfortunate. We could tell him to move it down. Like,
I'm sure somebody will be on that for us shortly in Hidden Ninja's chat.
oh my god, that ultra from Rel.
Ooh.
Usually only see people go for a Cork Walk Hyper. That was really flashy. Oh, just barely getting grazed by that fireball.
Not quite squeezing past the fireball cycle there.
That's unfortunate. Having core moments in this room. That's a very, very common room to have a meltdown on, really. I've had multiple meltdowns in that room.
Or is incredibly punishing, especially with the fact that if you have one mistake, you're probably ending up without a dash somewhere in a place that you need it, meaning you need to be resetting rooms, and then that can snowball into if you don't have death cycles for all the different rooms with cycles, it's harder to recover. And
Yeah.
suddenly a huge chunk of time is been swept away from you.
Definitely.
Hi there, I'm back. Had to step away for a moment.
Welcome back.
Right. Welcome. Alright, Dragonite here. We're gonna have, I believe it was a 6:34 previous time at 5A here.
Oh, this should be a sizable time save with this space.
Definitely potential. Hopefully rescue can allow for that.
Worth noting that Dragonite's level sum that we got before the event is high 26, so they're already pretty close to that.
Ooh.
Actually, with a big time save here as well.
Yeah, there's a chance that that is what she's going to be approaching already just from this level if things go well here. Hoping for a good rescue.
And Relmo also only about 40 seconds off her sum of best right now. Lots of gamers playing close to their PBs today.
Ooh, we have a third sub 18 level cell with Gooms finishing up at a 1759. Tempo also closing out a sub 20 level sum. It was very nice. And Quan looking at just 12 seconds away from that sub 20, being most of the. Oh my god.
No! Oh,
Did he just die with a berry?
He
Lost
just
multiple
had
berries
multiple
and
berries.
Oh no.
I was gonna
That was
say
a
that
solid pace,
having a
too.
berry trail that long is quite dangerous. And yeah, you can see why.
Players will often play 2AR with a lot of berries following them just because it's hard to collect them in that chapter. 1A is usually people play a bit more conservatively with that.
Oh, Realm out with the incredible backup in that room.
Saves. This is wild.
Accidentally missed the conveyor and managed to get a corner kick with, I think, no stamina left and neutral up and out. Oh, but not quite managing the
Unfortunately,
final
having to
room
reset.
vertical section.
You know who we haven't seen yet? Who I'm interested to see? Lerito.
He is currently rocking a low 20-minute sum of best.
Yeah.
And also we've got Fell now under 29 minutes playing grabless.
Wow.
Wait, with a 53 7C? Alrighty.
That's insanely impressive, honestly.
I guess most of the time in 7C you're kind of just out in the open, huh?
That is true. Not an awful lot of grabbing you need to do there.
Alright, we have. I'm getting a message from an unknown source that some of the hour records is just 1637.
1637. Wow, that is obscene.
I'd be surprised if we managed to see somebody come even within a minute of that. It's possible, I think, for a few of our players up at the very upper reaches, but I'm wondering, do you think the limit's going to be 17 3x or 17 4x, where we currently have a couple of our players sitting? Just taking a look at these times, Isaac, if he plays a clean 4B, could be breaking into 17 3x, but I'm not sure how much time he would want to commit to that level. A couple other avenues to that as well.
Alright.
A lot of city gaming on screen. Shout out to the city enjoyers.
Shout out to the city enjoyers. Oh god. We have two new faces, Lerito and Epic. Epic looking to finish up this 1 AFC run.
Geodoc and Epic in the higher 20-minute times, probably looking to cut down some of levels like 5A and 8A, I imagine.
That was just 31 seconds of time save for Epic and 1A full clear, so that's a pretty solid chunk to cut out there.
Yeah. Lerito is one of the wild cards going to this event because he has quite a few checkpoint records on the board. One of, if not the best checkpoint runner. to have ever played the game. However, doesn't have too much experience at playing full isles, especially in a no, like I guess less reset heavy format.
A bit of behind the scenes for the viewers here is that we asked players to submit a form with ILPBs that they had, and Larito sent the form in with just Seaside's times filled out, and then over last night sent in some more times.
For having learned all these levels like really fast, having a time sum of just over 20 minutes is insanely impressive.
We've got Geodoc and Epic taking some well-deserved handbrakes here. It's very good. Definitely good to keep your hands healthy throughout this session.
Absolutely. Ooh, some 4B action. You see some control changes.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Geodoc having some bind thinking?
Oh, maybe having some
Perhaps
issues.
some-
That's unfortunate.
Geodoc, another one of the runners from more of the, well, at least I believe I would say perhaps my era. I can't really say older era of Celeste. I don't know when Geodoc started. But I remember Geodoc being pretty active in late 2020, early 2021. So happy to see his face back around.
What was that reverse corner boost from Larito? Excuse me?
RCB up to the
Average.
cassette.
So for anybody who didn't catch that, he entered the room with an up left diagonal demo and then did a corner boost off of the wall as he went past it to get height and then skip the cassette blocks entirely.
I think managing that first try saves a little bit over half a second, so it's a nice little chunk. Definitely very difficult to set up properly, though. Under tempo going for a few resets here in 8A. Wondering how much time save is available for him. We got 359 on the boards. And their PB there. Well, PB seems
Oh
to
my
be
god, the corner boost.
344.
Going for that city clear Al strat of the corner boost at the end instead of doing the usual setup to land on that corner and then just jump off of it.
And that is a 16-second improvement for Larito, pushing him under 20 minutes.
For sub 20. 1958. I'm sure he's happy about that.
We get some more Spirit LS 7C gameplay. You'll love to see it.
Ooh. So grinding
good.
this out.
Oh, he had the setup for the one frame.
Right. Taking a look at the board here, we have Vertil is just 3 seconds shy of the sub 19. Right behind him is Self in 1910, being very close to that as well. And Rel being the top 10 gatekeeper in 1925.
How many players do we have under 20 minutes now? Looks like 15.
As of Larito sub 20, we have 15 exactly.
Very nice.
Oh. However, Owen, I believe, would be looking to improve some of his times to get that sub 20 for himself as well.
Looking a bit higher up, Bertel only a couple seconds off of sub 19. So there's potential for anywhere from, I think, 7 to 10 players possibly coming in with sub 19 suns here.
No.
Not having the best of times in 7C here.
It looks like Under Tempo is on pace to cut some time out of 8A.
Ooh.
I believe I just checked a bit ago, and his
Ooh.
ILPB is listed as a 344.
Oh, this is definitely on pace then.
Whereas on the boards right now, He has a 3:59.
Actually, I don't think it's entirely PBA pace. It's gonna be close.
It would take a very clean horizontal section here, but I'm thinking there's still plenty of potential to save some time off of his current
Realis?
CTT
Oh.
time. Oh,
Oh, yo, wait.
Got a
43?
43. Very
Oh
nice.
my god, that is
43
a
by 1 frame.
solid 7C time. Definitely the best 7C in this competition. I would be surprised if somebody has a better 7C.
No, that is the best one submitted thus far. Nice job,
Naruto is
Spirialis.
actually pretty close behind for 44.9. We have just
Oh no.
35 minutes left. We are almost 3/4 of our time into the competition.
Under tempo, hitting some unfortunate deaths in the cassette room. Not quite able to close out that time save.
Oh, Spirialis is going for the diagonal. Oh my god, this is a 1 frame window sometimes, I believe.
Is this
Realis
one of
is here to
those-
play C-sides, and I'm here for it.
Oh, absolutely. That was a pretty wild strat from Laruto, getting on top of that dream block after this, I believe, secondary in Ultimate Full Clear, and then doing a Bloody Hop Ultra.
Yeah, I think that's one of the more recent developments we've seen for 2ARB and 2A full clear labbing that's kind of shot up because of both CTT and several of the players in the community looking at ARB again.
And we see Geodog having finished a 1A full clear, I believe. It doesn't say chapter clear, but I'm pretty sure that is the full clear. It's just the game just messed up. It does that sometimes.
Yeah, we'll have our refs check that and then get that on the board. For anybody not aware, the chapter full clear check is pretty finicky. If you finish the chapter with a berry, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it just doesn't work, even if you finish the chapter having collected everything. It's just really strange. But thankfully, we have a great ref team to check that out and make
Shout
sure
out
that
to all the refs.
we're all good.
Shout out to all the people working behind the scenes to make this possible.
Yeah.
Yes, if it is not evident, these events have a much larger tech staff than our usual operations.
See that Realmo has pushed past that 21-minute barrier with a 20:55, being right behind Marlin, who has a 20:47.
Amit actually has already surpassed his level sum from before the event. Not sure where that came from.
Wait, who?
Comment.
Oh, it's level PB.
Oh. Wait, what? That's
Yep.
kind of crazy. Wow.
I'm wondering where that would have come from. Maybe not having an 8A clear time could be one of the results of that, because I know Comet has played ARB, surely have 8A full clear, but not so sure about 5A and 8A clear times.
Meanwhile, we see Relp on the screen hanging on to top 10 here. Just a few seconds ahead of Maradon.
Looking to have a repeat performance from the first CTT, where she managed to keep being in the top 10 range the whole time.
And I missed the lead trade between Tio and Isaac, but I think that may have come from a 2C coin skip, seeing that Tio now has a 22.6 there.
Yeah, they've been
Playing at
trading leads
17.7 now.
just back and forth throughout
And
this
on
whole
screen, we see
time.
Ebb, who's currently 5th place, looking to cut some time out of 5A. I see a 4:18 there, so I imagine he can cut this down a lot.
Oh yeah, Ebb has a sub 4, I believe.
Yeah.
If not, some like a much more impressive time. What was
I
it
believe
exactly again?
it's high 35x.
No, it is a 3:52. You guys
Oh,
underestimate.
okay.
yeah.
I
352 from 8 months ago, in fact.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Ebb is definitely of the 8A clear gaming Oh, and that was the back-to-back days in which both Zap and Ebb got a 352.713 way back when. Almost forgot about that. Frame tied in a single day apart.
I forgot that happened. That was a wild time. Anyway,
Gooms, of
Thrawn
course,
is
actually,
finishing up core. What were you gonna say?
Gooms is only a few seconds off the lead here. I'm not sure. It looks like it's kind of just a second here and there, and a 252 4B that he may look to improve. But in the meantime, in 8A, of course, Gooms, the 8A world record holder. What's his time here? Is it like, what is it actually? Like 319?
313
record.
313
Oh my
is his
God.
ILT, so
I think
in
his-
theory, 9 seconds of time save. Although, probably not going to be able to get all
Although,
that.
I believe his 8AFC is still faster than his 8A by clear if you were to like convert the berry time. Because he has a 343, which is I still have no idea how that's even possible.
That is a very fast full clear time for 8A.
I think
Yeah, I
there is a
remember
chance
for-
that we will see Gooms just improving on his world record in this chapter, in this event.
It is possible. Though, still very unlikely, but that would be exciting. I'm thinking we'll just see a 3-1x come out from Gooms, and then perhaps stopping there, though. That's my prediction for this.
Only 30 minutes left. Players do have to start budgeting their time. As we
Yep.
see Ebb go into 4B. Looks like I've got a 10-second cut in 5A or so, and is now looking to get a faster 4B time, which is definitely possible for him. He's got a 304 up right now.
Oh yeah. Ralph is looking to defend that top 10 spot from Meridon, who is just 3 seconds behind now. Gooms' core shots are so nice. He just makes it look so easy.
He does probably have more practice there than almost any other player.
I would be surprised if anybody has more core practice than Gooms.
It's possible that some of the ARB gamers of old have more time there in total, but certainly not with the same level of strats.
Wonder what Quan is looking to improve here. Quan with a K, of course. Heading into 5A, probably to... Okay, I see a 423 on the board. Could maybe improve that.
Yeah, being an ARB gamer definitely could be that. We'll see.
One thing that Ebb has going for him is that he does not need to revisit C-sides. He's got a 21.32C and a 45.57C, both of which are very, very fast.
Oh, wow!
There's
those
a
are
chance
sometimes.
that he could come back for 7C. Does he have a faster IL time there by chance for his PB? Let's see.
Not sure. It's like on screen now we've got
41.8.
Fell in the top left, looking to
I have
improve
bad
Grabless
news.
8A.
I think Fell's grabbing.
Oh, is he now?
Nope, he's not. I just lied.
What a...
I was pretty sure it was a grabless commitment from the start.
Okay.
Happy
Yeah.
to see that
I swear I saw
continuing.
a
Thank you for the content, Phil.
I guess I did not see it correctly.
Yeah, I really can't judge the difficulty of grabless 8A, but I'm pretty sure 712 has some room to be improved upon. It just means hitting a lot of the more difficult parts more quickly.
Looks like we have two new sub-20s, being Owen and Tim, I believe? I'm not sure who else, because I know Under Typical has had a sub-20. But yeah, we now have 17 sub-20s.
Most other players are now also below 30 minutes, which is very nice.
Yeah.
And levels like 5A, 8A, and 4B are not easy as relatively beginner intermediate players if you've really only done any percent before. These are not easy levels.
Going from any percent to the wider selection of ILs available is definitely what feels almost like a pretty significant change in tone for how you have to be approaching playing Celeste. Because in 80%,
some
most
pause
of the levels
buffering
can be
here.
really safe.
Yeah, you gotta do the wacky corner jump there and grab this. This whole thing is just a full setup for that. Clearwood finishing up the core. I'm not sure if that was a PB.
Fell is
Wait,
down a
to complete
dash.
screen.
Okay.
Oh, opting to restart. I believe that was a PB from Clearwood's side, considering he went to the check the complete screen.
Yeah, it's a 30-second cut. Very nice.
Ooh. It's awesome. We are reaching
Sam,
our
also-
last 25 minutes.
Sam with the 22:17 is actually 3 seconds below his submitted IL times at the start of the event.
Oh wow. Maybe looking to break past that with this core pace, which is most of the way through the level. What else is going on? Salt has broken past the sub 19 barrier, as well as Comet and Vertil.
Speaking of beating submitted PBs, Detroit Yeet is like 90 seconds ahead of what he submitted to us before the event.
Oh, incredible! Wow.
Very nice work there. Perhaps getting some IL PBs today. What sort of core pace is this from Sam?
Let me see.
Like a mid 4 or something?
Going through horizontal, about halfway through at about 345-ish.
Yeah. Oh, this could be a 2x, I believe. 1x or 2x, even.
Could be another like 20-30 second cut for him then.
Yeah.
Perhaps getting under the 22-minute barrier.
Oh, this is
Uh-oh.
a scuff cycle. You got this.
Oh,
Oh!
no!
Barely
If he had
grazing that
hybrid
fireball
there,
hand.
that would have been fine. Unfortunate.
Can be a hard call to make sometimes.
Yeah, being
so
able to
close
make
the
this
lava
sort
and
of
fireballs.
on the fly backup decisions, one of the most important skills for top runners.
Is that our first 8A save and quit on screen?
Oh yes!
We have seen some 5A save and quits heading into the second half with after the mirror so far, but I think that is our first 8A save and quit as well.
That's a 442, I believe.
About a 10-second cut.
Ooh. It should be beating his previous PB sub, I think.
He was already ahead of it, I believe.
Oh, okay, then wow. Already just improving that. Meta looking to finish up this 2AFC.
Might be able to get some time save. Had a 406 something previously and has gotten a 406 again.
A couple frames, always important.
I cannot quite read the decimal. Is that a frame time? Wait a minute.
No way!
Did Meta get the
That's a-
same time twice?
I think that may have just happened.
Oh my god, that is incredible.
That's a 406.840, like it seemed. I couldn't quite tell exactly.
Yep,
That may have been a 2 IL frame test.
God. I think that's the first.
Paragon with an interesting horizontal corner boost strat in the top room there to grab that berry.
Maradon here on the threshold of top 10 if he can get a faster time in this chapter.
Yeah.
Competing against a 3:36 to a full clear. For
Ooh,
previous
this is definitely
runs.
possible then.
Yeah, and Maradon, I believe, has a low 3.2 XPB in this chapter as well, so definitely seems to be coming through. Entering Awake.
24 seconds is my benchmark for Awake, so this is definitely possible. Uh-oh.
Some minor
I believe.
slip-ups. I think 2x is still doable here.
But will it push him into the top 10? Very clean, very room. I'm pausing. Top
Upper
route.
out? You love to
finish-
see it?
Close it out.
That should be it. That should be top
I
10.
believe so. Yeah, that was 4 seconds right there, and only needed 3.5 to close the gap to Rel.
Incredible stuff. Let's see how Rel fights back. Alright, we see Quan looking to improve. 5A? What is this 5A time?
Currently a 4:38 on the board, so definitely possible to improve. Hopefully he can do that here. Down to the last 20 minutes.
Taking a look at the very top of the board, competition is coming quite close, with Tio getting
Yeah.
a 2:38 for B to drop to 17:43, but I'm not sure what
Wow.
Isaac PB to close that.
Also
even...
4B, actually.
Oh, with a 2:49. All right,
Yeah.
so 4B gaming has happened for both of
Love
them
to
at
see
the top
it.
there. Just about 4 seconds each.
Gooms and Vapo's 4Bs are 3 frames apart from each other. No, 4 frames apart from each other, I believe. Yeah, that is so good.
Not as much 1A gaming as I was expecting. We still only have those 2 players under sub 3.
Yeah, that is also quite surprising to me here. I thought we'd have at least a little bit more people pushing to or into 1A full clear, but perhaps it's viewed as just one of the more difficult full clears, especially with the fact that you have to account for a few rooms being a little bit different in the IL as opposed to what you might do in full game. Maybe that makes it a little bit more uncomfortable for people going for the full thing at once.
Yeah, you can see Maradon is resetting much more aggressively. Resetting on that wall bounce miss in room 2. Just going again. You'll
Yeah, in the
see
meantime,
a lot more of that in the last 20 minutes.
In the meantime, we'd see a lot of 5A gaming here with Quan, Clearwood, and Quan also in 5A.
The double quad cams.
This is a good pace from both of them, actually.
Quan could break into the top 10 with this.
Which Quan?
Hypothetically.
Quan or
The Quan
Quan?
FQ.
Oh yeah, we do already have one Quan in top 10.
Yeah.
Double Quan top 10 potential?
Oh,
Quan
just a
stocks on
bit
the right.
behind. I
Yeah, that's
believe.
plus 1 second for the top left there.
Wow. So close. Oh no, Quan. Like you.
Oh no, getting trolled
Bit
by
of a
Theo in these
struggle
last
and
screens
rescue.
here.
Well, Quan's
I think this
time
is
on the
still a
boards.
time save?
4:38 currently on the board, so this looks to be potentially a couple seconds here. If
Nice.
eyeball room
4
goes in.
seconds.
Yeah.
Not quite top 10, but getting closer. Getting much
Yeah, that
closer.
fight is pretty close between Maradon Ralp and Quan with the Q.
It's only about a 3-second gap
Yeah.
there between 10th, 11th, and 12th place.
Keep an eye out on Average Imposter. I did not have full times from him, but his time without 8A was a 23, so I imagine this 25 for him includes some ILPBs.
Oh wow. Yeah. Even for like a 4-minute 8A, that's like a 27, so that's like at least 2 minutes of LPBs, I would say.
Going into the last 15 or so minutes here, we're having Isaac and Tio still really, really tight on the race for first with
Oh my
now
goodness.
an 8-frame difference, I believe.
Good God.
Isaac taking the lead.
Did Isaac improve? Isaac improved 1A full clear by half a second to take the lead.
Being the third sub 3, I believe now. Or did he have that before? I don't think he did.
I don't believe so.
No, they were both at 3 flat, Tio and Isaac previously.
And now we get to see a bunch of our 18-minute gamers on screen here. All of these players with really solid times. Salt is very close to his level PBs, looking to improve 5A, it looks like. Vertil, about a minute off, but maybe looking to get a better 4B time to close that gap.
Yeah.
But on a decent pace so far, it's looking. Very solid pace, actually. Getting in... Yeah, this is nearly the best you can do without the room 2 there. Getting a 114. Getting into a Gusty Canyon. Very competitive time for that.
Alright, he's
Meanwhile,
finishing
we've
up.
got
They won AFC. What is that time?
Meanwhile, we have Average Imposter looking to improve a 505 8A. I believe in him.
Yeah, this is a really solid pace by Vertil heading up almost to Eye of the Storm here. Looking at a 202 entry.
Pausing. Could absolutely be a low 4x.
Going for
Very
the
good coin skip.
hyper corner boost from Average Imposter here.
Oh, the... Oh
Yes!
my god! The
Vertil going for
frame-
the 1 second time save coin
That's a
skip.
2-frame upright into a super awkward under ceiling climb jump.
Wait, what is this pace from Vertil?
It is so good.
Going in a low 2-4x right now.
Oh, no!
He saves it. He said,
Vertil!
Okay.
Okay.
PB moment. This is a PB?
Didn't completely
Okay,
lose it
still
all.
PB.
That's-
Still a very solid time.
that is a 23-second cut for Vertil, pushing him
No
very
way.
close
What?
to. I'd put him into the top 5, actually, I believe.
Oh my god. A 23-second cut
Yeah.
with this level sum
5.3
is
seconds.
It's
Cutting ahead of
stupid.
Ev there.
Wow. 1810. We have a lot of competition around the 1810 range now. We have an 1809 from Vapo, 1810 from Vertil, 1811 from Aubrey.
And you sort of see two trios of players at the top here.
4th, 5th, and 6th are all under a second and a half difference between Vapo and Ev there. And then Isaac, Gooms, and Tio are all in a just about 7.5 second range up at the top there.
Yeah, but we are running out of time for our runners to improve their times. We have just under 14 minutes left.
As
We'll
the
see
event,
how they choose to allocate their time.
yeah, as that time limit draws close, I will mention to spectators that players are allowed to reset until the timer runs out, and then they may finish their last run. So they do not have to finish the run by the time the timer hits 0.
Getting very intense. I'm looking to the fellow 1810 range players with this one AFC. Maybe. Oh my god.
Still
What
looking
is
to be a
a-
decent pace.
Yeah, what is his PB on the board? 305. Oh,
Oh,
reset.
no.
Yeah, I
Did
think
he
it was very
mean
close.
to reset there?
I think he did. It was very close. I'm thinking
Yeah,
was...
it would not have been too much time save available. I think that was
Yeah.
just a slight mistake and then thinking it's not enough anymore.
Yeah.
Trying to budget your time to get a bigger PB, maybe.
Interesting
Okay,
message from
April's back.
Twitch there.
Yeah. People was back with the quick splice into two AFC PBs.
435 clear. That is. Oh, she already entered it. Okay. I was going to say that's a 0-frame PB, but I am assuming that's not the case.
Minus 0 frames.
Surely not Meta and April both getting the exact same time there.
Plus 40 frames per cycle. That was a spoiler for the trending task, sorry. Forget I said that.
Another note, Dragonite in rescue here with a on the board PB of about, I think that was a 634 if I read correctly. Yeah, so there's definitely a chunk of time save that's possible to get here. Although rescue can be quite punishing. Hoping for the best.
Like she's opting to collect the buttons herself here and then come back with Theo.
I respect
Oh my
it.
goodness!
Theo's not very reliable at collecting buttons sometimes, especially close to dying at the end.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay.
A bit, you know, Seeker bumping Theo instead of her. Wow.
That was a
I love
smart
rescue.
fight. Theo can
Rescue
react
is one
to
of the
that in the
checkpoints of all
moment.
time.
Wow.
Ad also closing out a 5A attempt here.
Cool.
We now see Tio and Isaac for the battle at the top. Tio has fired back and is now about 0.8 seconds ahead. It looks
He's
like
just
he has gotten
trading
that time
back and forth.
save. Did he play 4B again for one more second? Is that what happened?
No, he
No,
had 238.
that time's the same.
I would doubt that
Isaac's
he wants
jumped
to
to
improve at
41.
238.
Isaac's jump to 41 came from 2C, doing, I believe, coin skip and getting a very clean run for the 21.8. I'm not sure where Tio quite got his time save, though. But he does have the opportunity to go
Looks
to quite a
like
few
Tio
different
cut 4
levels here.
seconds off of 5A, actually.
Oh, wow. I would like to
Off of
point
5A.
out that the best 2C time is tied between Vapo and Alvarez.
Very nice.
Both of them, both Ad and Dragonite, finishing their 5As at nearly the same time.
Here we see Geo deep in a
1
1AFC attempt. Waiting for the block. I think if you're going to wait for the block, a retry is faster there, but some dash spam is always appreciated.
Ooh. Vertil PVing something to get an 1807.
We see actually Geoduck and April are very close in the standings here. 2503, 2511. It's a pretty close race between the two of them. And Dragonite and Epic only a few seconds apart in the 26-minute window.
Geo might be looking at about 20 possible seconds worth of time save here at the end of a 1A full clear. His time on the board right now is a 408, and this is looking to be a low 3-4x.
We're coming close to the last 9 minutes of the event. It's not even enough time to. It's getting close to being not even enough time to do 2 full 8A attempts.
Here we have Geo breaking 22 seconds in 1A full clear to get into
We're
24
seeing
minute range.
we're seeing our top 5 now, I believe. Tio, Isaac, Gooms, Vertil, Vapo, with Alvarez trailing slightly behind in 6th place.
Yeah, with Eb looking, if Eb can cut 5 seconds or so off of that 1AFC time, he can jump into the fourth position here. Also,
Absolutely.
a little bit further down, the fight for the top 10 is very close. Quan with a K at a 1915, Quan with a Q at a 1916, very nice.
Very
Maradon
nice.
with 1924, just outside top 10, and Relp with a 1925 at 12th.
That is so close. Oh my god.
Very possible the double
Right.
Quan top 10 is maintained to the
We
end.
might be seeing Quan be Quan. Do you think Quan will be ahead of Quan, or will Quan be ahead of Quan?
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, look at that. Eb just got a 258 1AFC and says thank
Yo.
you in chat.
Thank you, Eb.
Good job,
Welcome.
Eb.
I believe that's the best one AFC.
Yeah, got the new CTT Volume 2 PB right there for 1A full clear. I still am honestly, frankly, pretty surprised at the very few sub 3 1A full clears we're getting here.
I think many
It's only 4 in total.
players are just finding more value in all of these other levels.
Yeah, it looks like Isaac and Tio are choosing to push different full clear levels for some time save here. Tio with a 325, 2A full clears a few seconds behind Isaac, so I think this makes sense from him. And Isaac just looking to get closer to his PB in this chapter.
Worth noting that Tio's 2A full clear IL PB is just barely a 319.9. So in theory, he does have about 5.5 to 6 seconds worth of time save here.
He might be able to crack into that 17.3x range. He's only half a second away from that.
And also, actually, Goom, since we last saw him, has cut his core by 6 seconds and is now back in 2A to save a little bit of time there.
Yeah. With a 316.88A
Yeah,
in CTC
obscene.
here.
Beat
Wow.
second place.
Goom's exerting dominance in 8A here.
Yeah.
Really.
And now Ebb with a final push here in 5A. It can cut the 18-minute barrier here if he gets a low 4.0x, which he is definitely capable of.
But he does not have much time left. We are past the last 6 minutes.
Gonna be seeing the final few resets coming in here. Oh, Tio cutting it close.
Oh, no.
Losing the berries and intervention. That is really
And
rough.
also having
That was a
to
good pace so
reset.
far.
This 5A pace.
We're getting an IL from Isaac. Oh yeah, another second, I believe. Second
Is that
and a
break?
half, is it?
And Isaac has broken into the 17.3x. I can't speak today. Sorry.
Too exciting.
It's
Getting
true.
the 1739 from Isaac here by just 0.15 seconds here.
At 258.1 AFC. Looking to improve that even further.
He does have a 249 for his ILPB, so if he manages to get anywhere close to that, he could be shooting ahead from Tio with a chunk of time that might not be something Tio can manage in the last few minutes.
As we get into the last 5 minutes here, I'll remind you that players are allowed to finish one run after the 2-hour mark, and they just must start it before then. That may be critical for Ebb getting one last 5A attempt or Isaac getting one last 1A full clear attempt.
Ooh, Ralph has broken back into the top 10. Getting a 1907.
Nice. What did they improve for that?
Let me check.
Looks to have gotten
348A.
Yeah, very solid time.
Quan and Quan are now battling it out for the last top 10 spot. With Quan being slightly ahead of Quan with an 1911.
Somebody make the Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man meme, but with Quans. Tio hitting ZYW cycle, that super hard 2A full clear collect strat for the cassette.
Big chunk of 3 seconds that pretty much is necessary at this point to get it.
Yep. Alright, what else is happening?
We have Isaac on decent pace, getting the hyper
Missing the berry and ducking with a different one.
Oh, I've never seen that happen before. Side effect of getting a little too much speed on that coyote bunny hop in the very top room there. The strat that I've only really seen recently.
You can see Tio is really starting to push movement here. He's got a 3-berry train. He has no room for mistakes.
With as little time left and as much of an amount of time he has to recover to be beating Isaac here. Totally understandable.
No!
Oh, coming back.
This is also on a 2FC pace at the moment. He currently has a 326. I'm not sure how possible it is for him to break into that top 2, maybe even.
Yeah, he needs to get basically like a 320 here to break in, I think, because he's not going to have time to play other levels.
I don't believe he's on pace for that, unfortunately.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Still getting a lower 17.4x. It's very
chance, though.
Incredible.
I think it might be close.
And then gets another reset it. Doom's 256 entry into a wake there.
Oh, yeah, okay. I think this is... I don't think this can... 320. We'll see. This is a really important IL right now for the top few spots.
Oh no,
Gooms
Tio
didn't.
failing ZYW cycle.
Oh no,
Only a
that's
couple more resets to throw into that.
yeah.
Because that is a full minute into the level nearly.
Gooms
See,
cutting
Gooms
out 2
PBing.
seconds. Not enough though, but still a 17:46 now.
What is this time from Gooms that we just see?
We see Isaac with a
3:24.
17:39. When did that happen?
The 1739's been around for a little bit after his 258.1 in 1A
Okay.
full clear.
Okay.
We have just 1 minute left.
Gooms did save about 2.5 to 3 seconds there in the end of 2A full clear. Looking at 4B now for potentially some very final attempts. Meanwhile, Tio, in what could be his very last attempt at ZYW cycle. Oh no, actually he would have enough time if he fails at this time to go for another. But after that, still have to play the rest of the level cleanly to try and catch up to Isaac. Oh, not making the Ultra on the second half.
Oh my
This
God.
is Tio's last chance, right here.
With stream delay, he might get one more shot.
Ah, yeah, that is true.
Oh, I guess maybe not with the save and quit. It all comes down to this. Meanwhile, Ebb looking still to get that time save in 5A. I've not been keeping up with his attempts there.
And that's it. The timer has run out. The runs can no longer reset. This is the last run.
A little bit of stream delays.
One
I
last
think
floating
Tio
attempt.
does have a second attempt at CYW if this doesn't fare well.
Oh! Okay,
Okay.
this is the last attempt.
Final resets coming in at this exact moment.
We're going into overtime.
Okay, I think this is fine from Tio. The tech setup that we've got here usually is running about 15 seconds of stream delay, so I think he's just barely in on that.
It must have
It
been like
was at,
1
I think,
second
the
on the
15-second
timer.
mark.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Isaac with a 254 1 AFC might cement it though. That is a massive
yeah.
time cut.
Oh wow,
I think
yeah.
Tio might have to PB his 2A full clear possibly to catch up at this point, isn't
6
it?
seconds? It's possible.
What does this bring Isaac
6
Sum
seconds would bring him into a 17:34.
Not
Well,
quite.
Isaac has a 17:36.
We also see Vapo submitting a 401.5A just to pull back ahead of Vertil here. Vapo currently in 5th spot, and
Top
Vertil is
5.
done for the day. Oh, never mind. Sorry, that was a save and quit in 5A. Okay.
We should make it so 7 quits are not allowed in overtime. That would be funny, I think. Tio getting the CYW cycle on the last attempt, the most important one.
Tio needs a 321.450 or better to beat Isaac here
Oh my, that is a
on this
fast
attempt.
time. With mistakes like this, that's going to be tough.
It's winnable, I believe. I think Comet
Oh.
has ended stream. Nope, he's back.
Nope. We're waiting on the
middle
perfect
of a
stream.
5A attempt.
Goom's playing
Tempo.
4B, under tempo, and Vertil also in 5A. Players playing these long chapters, trying to get the most that they can out of their final attempt. And that is it for Tio.
Oh, that's
Oh.
it.
At 254 was really clutch.
In
from
all
Isaac.
likelihood, secures first place. A fantastic showing from Isaac and
Yeah.
Tio here.
I think that's also it from Gooms.
Yeah, unfortunate death in Eye of the Storm, so no more time save possible there either. I think we have our top 3 pretty cemented at this point then.
Yep. Huge congratulations to all of them. Getting times in this 17.4x 3x range is so absolutely incredibly impressive. I love my adjectives.
Worth noting that players like Vapo only like 13 seconds off of IL sum, and Vapo has grinded a lot of these levels quite a bit. Vapo is quite the
gamer.
IL player. Very, very solid performance from him. We see under tempo on a pretty solid 5-8 base, I think.
And
They're looking
also
to improve.
coming into this event as a bit of an underdog, managing a sub 19 is very impressive.
Yeah, 1854 from Salt. Very nice. Definitely outperforming what you might expect from his any percent.
Undertempo looking to improve on a 426 5A on the boards here. So heading into rescue to 311 leaves her definitely a possibility here. At least 10, I believe maybe up to 15 seconds for his checkpoint time.
Is it sub 18? Oh no!
Having
Oh
a bit of
no!
a sloppy eyeball room there for Vertil.
Oh, unfortunate. I don't think it would have been enough for sub 18 anyway, but that's...
He already had a 401, it looks like, so I think he was out.
Yeah, he was just finishing his last run out.
Yeah.
Probably something earlier in rescue that sealed the deal.
See, Meta finishing out a 3-2x4B. Very nice. He may have already had one, though, because he returned a map there.
Yeah, Meta did have a 326.6 4B just before that.
All right, some last-minute attempts here from Blue Mushroom, Tanuki Mario, Detroit, and April.
April, unfortunately, not able to secure a CTT PB with this.
Yeah. What's Tanuki Mario's core at the moment?
501, it looks like.
Oh yeah, looks like he's not gonna PB.
Blue Mushroom, however, has a 912 on the board right now and could potentially cut that down by about 3 minutes.
Oh, yo.
We can get a very significant last-minute improvement here. Oh my goodness.
Detroit, meanwhile, I think is not quite able to get a CTT improvement here on the 5A time. It's a 517. Yeah, unfortunately just outside the range for that. Still finishing out the level, though.
All eyes on Blue in this cassette room.
Oh, just barely getting that switch. That was so close to death.
Down both dashes. This is not going to be easy.
Oh, fireballs.
Car is catching up. He
Collects
gets
it. This should be a almost 3-minute time cut.
Going from a 912 down to what's probably going to be in the range of a 625-ish here.
Maybe
Perhaps
might be able to
630.
bop Spirials here, even. That should be it.
Oh, missing the heart.
Oh.
No.
A little bit of teasing here.
Okay, all right.
There we go.
Just keeping us
The
the suspense going.
633.
Huge GGs.
Excellently done. And congrats to all the players. I believe that should be our final finisher here.
I'm sure we'll be pulling up the full leaderboard momentarily.
There it is.
Yeah, here we go.
Looks like Quan with AK has managed to bop Ralph and broken the snuggle.
Quan
with
snug
the other
has
Quan.
been broken, unfortunately. But we see
Unfortunately.
Quan with the Q and Tim right next to each other on the leaderboard, I'm sure, as they would like. This is a very solid top 15. Nicely done, all.
Absolutely.
19 3x and below is very well done, everyone.
Anything sub 20 is very impressive.
Yeah, and Larito, with having only played a few of these levels before a couple days ago, and 1925 is an excellent time sub.
Yeah.
What are the fastest times we see here for these levels? Isaac with an astonishing 254 1A full clear, and that was eventually, I guess, pretty clutch for to secure first.
Oh
2A full clear, I think.
The 2C tie is still
Yeah, with 2C tie right next to each other, too.
Yeah. That's incredible.
The top 2C times for Evan Vapo in top 5.
I'm sorry, Larito with a 42.57C? Excuse me?
Yep.
Excellent.
And Tio
What
with
time
a
did Sir
standout
Wallace
4B performance, a 238. A little bit further down the leaderboard, we see 30 players, well, almost 30 players cracking the 25-minute barrier.
A 522 Grabla score from Fel is quite impressive.
Definitely.
That was 2 minutes off of the previous time that Fel had, so that was a huge chunk to get there. Seeing this grabless okay, to be fair, the 4B time, unfortunately, 4B can't be done grabless, if I remember correctly. So that had to be done with grab. But the rest of it being entirely grabless here is really impressive. Just having that alternative style of play forced upon you.
Something very cool to
Shoutouts.
see is Sam and Squeal only 4 frames apart at the end of the 2 hours.
Sam managed to break that sub 22 right at the very end.
Yeah,
I
very
believe
nice.
he had a 22:01 just nearing the last 5 minutes.
And the final few players here, Spiralis with those excellent seaside times.
The
It looks like
Spirialis
that may have
last
been all
place.
he
It was a
played.
prophecy.
Shoutouts to Spirialis.
It's tradition.
Excellent job, all. On the PB sheets, we saw times as high as 40 minutes, so it seems those were cut significantly.
Yeah. Incredible performance from all of our runners.
Alrighty. Well, here's a list of people who helped make this happen. Thank you especially to all the referees. We had some bot issues early on. I'm sure you guys were all instrumental to making sure that everybody's times got on the board. And of course, thanks to my co-commentators, Prof and Talia. It's great to have you guys.
Thank you for having me yet again.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And then the tech team, Crab, Flying, Dan, and Super, really make this thing happen. We didn't have as much complete overhaul to do this time, but as you can see, the tech for this event is so much more involved than our normal stuff. And we've got a Discord bot going for handling times. We've got an external website going made by Dan. So yeah, this event has been super fun to run, and we're super excited to run more. As a little teaser, with the release of Strawberry Jam announced, it may be cool to run one on some of those levels. So if that's something you'd be looking forward to, stay tuned.
And if you want to be notified if that happens, go ahead and join our Discord. Super has typing the command already. And if you missed some part of this event and you want to watch it back, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we will be uploading this entire VOD. Thankfully, we will not be needing to splice anything together, as we need the 2 last time. Nice smooth string this time. And yeah, that will be uploaded on our YouTube in the next couple days. Subscribe to that. And I believe that's it.
Yeah. To close out CTT, congrats to Isaac, Tio, and Gooms for the podium placements, and everyone else for all the fantastic times you got today. We will be back very shortly with a true ending task showcase. Don't go anywhere.
Yep.